Some of these celebrities get the cars from car dealers. They don't even pay outright at once. They'll get the car. They'll use that car for 6 months. They'll pay some installments and they will resell it. Because, in quote, celebrity has used this vehicle. When you're about to sell it, you want to buy that car because Burna Boy has used the vehicle. I don't understand the Cybertruck madness that is happening in Nigeria right now. I hate that car. That car is so ugly. The car looks like a box. It looks like a box. Scam alert. A lot of those auction vehicles are scam. Especially that one for customs. My father almost sold his car to go and buy one of those custom cars. He spent like 2 million naira to buy a Camry 2022 or something. How would you even see a car that is supposed to be worth like 32 million naira? You are seeing it online for 2.5 million naira.
But it's auction now.
It's auction. You are seeing it for 2.5 million naira, and you think the person that posted it will not go and borrow money and buy it and sell it and make 20 million naira. And you think they are waiting for you to come and buy it because they are the only one that has money that is auction.
Getting a car in Nigeria is a luxury, guys. Well, today on the Novice podcast, we'll be talking about those your dreams that sounds almost too good to be true. How can you own a car with 0 naira? Well, today on this show, I'm the Novice, and I have the expert here who is going to be highlighting, some of these financial conversations you need to know in owning a car and the practical steps in owning a car. Well, welcome, Mr. Timileyin Sanwo. He's the CEO of Auto Secure and he's a guru in cars. Today, it's either he gives me his car or he tells me how I'm going to own a car. Please welcome Mr. Timi. Hi.
Hi, what's up? But point of correction, I'm not a guru here. I'm also learning about cars every day because a lot of things are changing in the car industry.
Fair enough.
Good to be here. To have me on board.
It's great to have you here. So I will really go straight into it. As a Gen Z and also a 9-to-5er, I want to know if it's possible. Is it really possible to own a car with 0 naira or with a little money upfront?
0 naira.
Yes.
I don't understand. It depends on the context where you're coming from, because you can't own a car with 0 naira. Yes or no, you can own a car with 0 naira, because I've seen people that they dash them vehicles and they just take it home like that. It's like, I met the person, I met him. Within 2 weeks, they gave me a car.
Please.
Maybe in that context, you can own a car with 0 naira. But if you own a car with 0 naira, how will you maintain it?
We'll come to that. We'll talk about the financial part of maintaining a car, But first off, what is the realistic part of owning a car? What should we know about owning a car technically? As a first-time owner, what should we know?
So when you're talking about owning a car, do you mean after you bought the car or trying to buy a car?
Trying to buy a car,
Okay,
trying to own a car.
The first thing is have money. You have to have the money that you used to buy the car. And the second thing is you need to, I think, to be honest, as a first-time car owner, you should not rush and try and say, okay, I want to buy one very big car, because if you are buying a very big car as your first vehicle, you will not be able to, because you will bash it. You are still a learner, you are still trying to get, so you shouldn't overbore yourself with trying to get a vehicle that would, I want to shock my enemies that have arrived, as a fucker. And it also depends on your budget, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we talk about budgets, what is the realistic amount of money, that someone can attain to owning a car? Is it 2 million naira, 1 million naira? Because, owning a car, should it just be, mentioned for just with high income or just for everybody? Because, we've mentioned that is a luxury. Mm-hmm. And irrespective of it being a luxury, it's something that people want to own. So what is the realistic amount of money that could, help?
So, firstly, a car is not a luxury. And secondly, for you to be able to get a car, realistically, in Nigeria of today, 2025, to own a car starts from 5 million naira to, do you want me to put it to to 1 billion. There are some vehicles that 1 billion naira you still get, but from 5 million naira you can start to call a dealer and have conversations about getting a car.
A car.
Okay, you get, yeah. But anything lower than that, it's not like you will not get a car for 2 million. It's not like you will not get a car for 3 million. But I don't know if you want to drive the car or you want a car that will drive you.
Wow. So, would you say cars are investments? Because I know of someone who bought her car last year for, I think, 5 million naira, and now, she sold her car earlier this year for about 9 million naira. Would you call that an investment?
First thing you ask yourself is that what was the value of the dollar at the time she bought the car? And what was the cost of the custom duty clearing as at that time? Because a lot of things have appreciated. That makes it seem as if the price of that your car is going up. But you see, before you sell the car, the first thing you need to do is that first go and price. I'm sure that anybody that bought a car for 5 million naira and sold that car for 9 million naira, the first thing the person is supposed to do is first go out when they are offering that 9 million. First go and check how much are they selling my car now. You realize that car itself has doubled in price. Like if you want to buy the grade at which you bought the car, maybe as at that 1 year ago or 2 years ago, you might find out that the person is even selling it lower because a lot of things have changed. Inflation is going here and there. You can't afford to buy it again. So, in fact, the amount that you could use to buy a bottle of water as at 2 years ago is not the same amount of money you use in buying it now. So, does it mean that it's an investment? Does it mean that the value of your money is growing? If that's interesting.
Okay, so what would you say? Yeah, you've talked about the value of cars. You've talked about the friend that got a car, but that car, would you call it a Nigerian used car or a Tokumbo car? Because I can't really differentiate, or I need my audience to really understand the difference between a Nigerian used car and a Tokumbo car, and which is better and safer for a first-time car owner.
Oh, obviously, even you forgot to mention that there's brand new. Brand new is not even in this category. So I mean, there's the brand new car, we have the foreign used car, and we have the Nigerian used car. Brand new, tear rubber, you're saying the rubber, that's the kind of cars that's...
Is it those ones that they put ribbon on top?
This is put ribbon on Nigerian used car, but no, let's talk about it.
All right.
It's everything that is put ribbon on top. You see a lot of it coming soon. Valentine is coming. You see it. So, but when you're saying tear rubber, like it's coming directly, you go into the company, you get it, you're the first, the mileage is on 0,000, like you're the first person to drive it. They are the ones that you see, and you see the nylon, the chair nylon, even that chair nylon, they package them.
Wow.
Then you now have the foreign used cars. That's the one that they've used abroad. They probably used it, they've used it abroad, and they brought it into Nigeria as a second user. Nigerian roads are not good, and also, but it has never plowed in this kind of environment, and they have very good maintenance culture abroad.
Okay.
So when it gets to Nigeria, it's fairly still okay because Nigerian mechanics have not touched it. It has not driven on the bad roads in Nigeria. So by the time you buy it, it's still looking a bit, a bit good. Even though that one too has its own, because sometimes the accidental cars, then they repair it. But that's not even the point right now. Then we have the Nigerian used cars. Nigerian used cars is a vehicle that's been used by a Nigerian in Nigeria. Then you're now buying as a second user locally in Nigeria. So talking about which one is the best, definitely brand new car. That's what definitely a brand new car.
Okay.
Then, secondly, a foreign used car is about, and in terms of pricing and cost also, based on this whole thing, the brand new is more expensive, the foreign used next, and the Nigerian used. But which one should you buy? Definitely, it all depends on available money.
Okay.
But which one will you buy that will not give you problem at all? Brand new car. But if you cannot afford brand new car,
what will you say about those people that are, celebrities that are importing all those luxurious cars here and there? Don't they pay for all those clearance? Or where are they getting this money from? Please enlighten me.
I don't know. I don't know. I just know that they're buying cars every day.
Okay.
But you see, it is just very. It's insane when you see some Nigerians trying to be like, this celebrity bought this car. This celebrity bought this car, is using this vehicle. Sometimes, some of these celebrities get the cars from car dealers. They don't even pay outright at once. They'll get the car. They'll use that car for 6 months. They'll use the car for 6 months. They'll pay some installments. And they will resell it. Because, in quote, celebrity has used this vehicle. When you're about to sell it, you want to buy that car because Burna Boy has used the vehicle.
Okay.
You want to buy that car because this particular celebrity do you understand? So he doesn't even need to pay outrightly for that vehicle before he will sell it again and be able to use it. I'm not saying they don't buy cars outrightly, but I'm saying that it's more easier for them to be able to get some of these vehicles luxury cars, they don't even drive it. They don't even drive those cars. They'll just drive it for like few they can still sell it up. They still make their money back.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it's advertised that this so person bought this car already, is already an advert for the car dealer. Is also an advert for
the product.
For the product itself. So by the time in 6 months' time, the car dealer is saying, Alpha, Baba, shall you go buy this Maserati? You don't know this Maserati way this guy buy December. Mm-hmm. You know that kind of thing. Everything more money moves on, but you want to kill yourself because you want to buy 900 million car that you don't understand. You don't understand how they run now.
Let's go on a quick commercial break and then we'll get back to the conversation, guys. Welcome back to the Novice podcast. We're still on the conversation of owning your car and maintaining your car especially. So, I've been seeing the Cybertruck vehicle in Lagos, Nigeria on the news and all of that. The electric car, right? Would you say it's feasible than, driving the actual cars?
I don't understand the Cybertruck madness that is happening in Nigeria right now. I hate that car. That car is so ugly. Sorry, in my own opinion, no. The car looks like a box. It looks like a box. And aside from that also, the charging stations for the Cybertruck is not, you have to build a charging station and put in your house.
In your house?
Yes, you have to build it. You don't have, if you're driving a Cybertruck abroad, there are Tesla charging stations that, that you're sure that you're going to be able to charge in a very short period of time.
Okay.
We don't have them in Nigeria. But the Cybertruck madness that is happening in Lagos now, I don't even understand. But if you're talking about economy, you're talking about being able to, forget about the Cybertruck, I beg. That one is not going to. If you're talking about it's being cheaper than fuel, it's being more economical, no. Because at the end of the day, the cost of buying electricity in Nigeria is 220 naira per kilowatt on an average, or if you are using band A, which will give you, and it's going to go. We are hearing these things that it might even increase. It will increase. At the end of the day, calculate the amount of kilowatt that will charge
your car.
A Cybertruck full, and calculate the amount of money that you use to buy fuel, and now do the math. You realize that electric vehicles, I'm not categorically saying that electric, because it depends. It also now depends on the size of the car. But you see, I don't know. I have my reservations about the Cybertruck.
So, that's that about the Cybertruck and the CNG and the electric vehicles technically.
Yeah. CNG is on its own is also a different ballgame entirely. Buying CNG vehicles, CNG is different from petrol. Do you get? And it's different from electric vehicles. For CNG, it's you have to convert. You can convert your petrol vehicles into CNG. Okay. And you can also buy a vehicle that is CNG from factory. Excuse me. But the question is, where do you actually even feel? How many CNG stations do we have currently in Nigeria? And even though the government is currently investing so much in CNG conversion centers where you can get the original kits and all, the same Nigeria, I've said that the same Nigeria that is finding it very difficult to control the importation of rice into Nigeria, are they the one that are going to be able to ensure that CNG companies, people don't start to import adulterated CNG kits into Nigeria? How are they going to control it? Do you understand? And if they don't control it, that's the only thing that can cause explosion. The explosion on that CNG is crazy. It's crazy. So we have to be very careful where we are installing it from. Then even if you successfully install itself, where are you going to get the CNG for?
Wow.
How easy is it to get a CNG plant
Wow.
that you get the fuel from? So, as of today, it's still petrol that's our number one option.
Yes, and I want us to be realistic here. As a Gen Z and also a 9 to 5, and I'm sure some of my listeners can't really afford a car. Are there plans and organizations and even banks that can help finance, owning a car, even if you have to pay instrumentally?
Yes, there are a couple of them. There are three different ways that I can think on the top of my head now. One is the bank. The financial organizations have this. They have this plan. I think federal government even just once launched one self that you can pay for. You can get a brand new car and you can spread the payment over 10 years or something like that. And you will pay. But you have to have a salary that can fit into this thing, and they pay and they deduct it from your salary. That one is, but your salary has to be a bit heavy because Nigeria inflation has made a mess of it.
Will you say that at the end of the day, you might end up buying the car more than, with the whole interest rates, you might end up buying that car more than the actual price that it is? If you are spreading the money.
Of course, you would buy it more expensive, but the convenience of you having to pay over years, definitely you have to pay an interest on the money. The other one, which is always a bit much more, sometimes the interest rate is always insane, is some of these. There are some of them, I don't want to mention names, that they'll tell you that you can go and meet a car dealer. They will install some of their devices on the car. They will pay the balance. You pay 35% of the value of the vehicle. They will give you the vehicle. They will install their tracking devices on the vehicle, and they will give you the vehicle. They will pay the balance to the dealer. Then you start to pay them monthly, but you're paying some crazy interest on it, but it's always short. Then the third one is your social credibility. Do you have one Egbon that sells car? Egbon, give me this car now. I'll be paying small when I collect my salary. I just started working. That one works more. That one was, Egbon knows your house, so he knows that if you don't pay, he will come to your house and collect his car back. So those are the things that are available to us currently in Nigeria.
But let's be practical here. I can't just save up or go through this process you talked about, and then I get my car stolen in Nigeria. Are there plans, or what are the plans to help you secure your car? Because you spend a lot of money on cars, and
you keep it outside.
And then somebody comes to steal it. So what are the security plans ahead?
Well, there is no such thing as security plan, but when you buy a car, the next thing you need to think about, especially in Nigeria, is to think about security for that vehicle. And when it comes to car security, there's peculiarity to different environments, especially different countries. For Nigeria, there are some security gadgets that are peculiar to us in Nigeria. Like one, you can't be driving a car in Nigeria and not buy a tracker and not have a tracker in it. Aside from that, you need to also have insurance. You need to have a valid insurance document on your car in case, comprehensive and all. But you know how Nigeria is and claims and all. But aside from the insurance, you need to have a personal tracker that can tell you where your vehicle is at every point in time. You can listen to conversation. There are other things like, glass protection.
Wow.
Protect your glass against smash and grab attacks. That one too is always useful because, they will stay in your brain box, remove everything. You meet your car there, or you make, we have. There are gadgets also that will protect against that. There are alarm systems also.
Okay.
When you hit on the body of the car, it just bang, 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 alarms everybody and all. There's a dashboard camera also that is important for you when you are driving on the road in Lagos and you are avoiding police harassment. And if it happens, evidence go there. Okay. Not just police harassment, also
theft.
Someone can hit you, run away, but there are lots of other security gadgets that are peculiar to our environment, which when you're buying a car and you know that your investment is just, you have to spend that small money and just ensure that it's protected.
Yes, that's good. So when you're getting your car, make sure you have all your documents and papers made available. But before I throw in the questions, I have like a novice dip where I some questions that the audience must have thrown just for you to shed a little light on. I want to talk about, if you are not able to, at the end of the day, buy a car. What about lending a car? Don't they do that in Nigeria, whereby you just walk into a shop, drop all your documents, and lend the car for a certain period of time, maybe a daily or a monthly basis?
We have them in Nigeria now. We have car lending services in Nigeria, but majority of the car lending services we have in Nigeria, they will not carry the car for you to come carry and put in your house. If they carry it and give it to you to put in your house, they'll give you a driver with you. And sometimes some of them will even give you security, personal security. But I don't think we have car lending services that will actually give you the vehicle and tell you to just take it home and just put it in your compound and be driving it at your own will. You know why? Because we cannot track. We don't have information. If the person carries the car and just run away, how would you track the person?
Exactly.
Do you get? So it's a bit difficult. It's a very difficult niche, but when it comes to lending services, yes, definitely. You can rent a car. You can want to go out, you have a party, you can rent a car with a driver, a Prado, you sit at the back, body things
Feeling
and
fly.
just feel fly. Even if you need a police escort help that will open the door for you, like
You can have
you
that.
can have that.
Another question, Timmy.
Okay.
I've read in the news and I've also seen on social media all those customs, EFCCs and banks, auctioning cars for a low price. Would you say as a first-time desperate car owner, that's a go-to?
Scam a lot, because especially that one for customs, a lot of it is always a scam. You see it a lot. There are plenty on Facebook. My father almost sold his car to go and buy one of those custom cars. In fact, there was somebody that I had to help him call out the account number I sent him. He sent like 2 million naira to buy a Camry 2022 or something vehicle, and they were supposed to ship to him in another country. That is, a lot of those auction vehicles are scam. But I'm not saying that it's not possible for you to get auction vehicle. I know that banks auction their vehicles, and I know that there was a time EFCC was doing an auctioning. But you see, a lot of times, those ridiculously cheap vehicles, don't even go close to them. Because if it was not ridiculously cheap, there are lots of people that will buy it, even before you get to there. They will buy it. Car dealers will go there with a bag of money and they'll go and buy everything and put it on their shelf. So if you are seeing it and it's looking as if you are the first person that is seeing it, it should also be a red flag. But how would you even see a car that is supposed to be worth like 32 million naira? You are seeing it online for 2.5 million naira.
But it's auction now.
It's auction. You are seeing it for 2.5 million naira, and you think the person that posted this will not go and borrow money and buy it and sell it and make 20 million naira, and you think they are waiting for you to come and buy it because they are the only one that has money that is auction. A lot of times in Nigeria, it is not always, a lot of these things in Nigeria, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful. And I know a lot of people that have gotten scammed from trying to buy auction vehicles in Nigeria. I know there are some of them that, they had very nice auction deals that, those auction deals. I know for the banks, but you have to go there first. Don't transfer money to anybody online. Even if you see the vehicle, you need to still make sure that you inspect, you do right verification. You call someone that that works with that agency to go and double check before you pay money for any kind of auction, especially the government, all those government products. In fact, this particular scam is so crazy that they will create an ID card that looks like a custom officer's own. Wow. They will create documents that looks like the document for that agency. You will see the car like this, but you will see the car like this, but you still be scammed.
Wow.
And there's nothing you'll be able to do because you're also an accomplice to that theft. Because I don't understand how you'll be looking for how to buy a car that is worth at maybe like 5% of the value of the vehicle. Come on.
Well, we've come to the end of the show, but we have a little game for you.
Okay.
Where you just pick and then I'll ask you certain questions. Don't worry, I'll read it out for you. Is it better to buy a car abroad and import it, or is it better to buy it directly from Nigeria?
Okay, I think we spoke about something similar earlier.
Yeah.
Depending on the amount of money you have, if you have plenty of money, buy abroad. But if your money is not plenty, you can still buy the Nigerian used car. But if you buy the Nigerian used car, ensure you go there with a proper valuer, someone that understands vehicles well, and not all these roadside mechanic, because roadside mechanic, their price. When a car dealer sees a local mechanic, a lot of times they will be happy that thank God, because they know how much. Why they are checking the booth and telling you that bros, please come and check something at the booth. You could just tell and say, Alpha, your money now 100,000. I beg, make this man buy the car. You will not know, and you will buy the car, because even mechanic self is happy for you to buy a bad car, because when you buy the bad car, you become his customer. So they will just rack you like that. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean that because it's a Nigerian used car, it is bad. People sell cars for different reasons. Some people are relocating, they want to sell their car. Some people have urgent debts that they want to, they want to clear out, and they are selling their very good car. Some people
want to get a new car.
They want to get a new car, not because they've spoiled that one, but because they want to upgrade, like levels don't change, And some people, they will use the car rack, then they don't say they want to sell it, So it doesn't necessarily mean, but yes, foreign used car, even foreign used car self, you can buy an accidented car that is almost dead. They will change all this thing, carry and give you, and you don't know that the chassis of that car has a very big damage, and the car keeps, a lot can happen, but it's dependent. But yeah.
You have one more question, and okay. What do you think is the biggest mistake people make when financing a car?
Very, very tricky question. But the biggest mistake I feel people make when trying to finance a car is not thinking about the interest. Because when you're excited about something, you just be like, I'm going on with this car. How far? You're not even thinking about the interest. Even if they're telling you to pay for 5 years, you're not like, no. Should I'm going to get this car? That's always a then they don't really think about it well. And at the end of the day, you might be spending even far more than you expected that you'll be spending, to get the car.
And
another
thing
is spending so much money in getting a car and not being able to afford to do a comprehensive insurance is insane. How do you buy a car of 30 million naira and you cannot pay for comprehensive insurance on that vehicle? It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. Because you do the wala, you buy that much car, then then something happens to your car and you cannot just be going. See, as I am now, if anybody hits me on the road, I always say it, I always pray to God that I'll get hit on the road, I will not stay there and now start to drag with the person on the road. I won't do it. And the reason why I won't do it is because
your car is insured.
My car is insured. Like, how would you be driving an expensive car? Do you know how much they sell headlamp of a 2020 now? If you buy that your 5 million car that I give the headlamp, then you now buy that kind of car, you put it on the road, and you don't have a comprehensive insurance on it. What are you doing? Are they doing you?
Well, I get. We've come to the end of the Novice podcast, and in as much as I'm planning on getting my own car, and you too, don't forget to take a valuer with you to inspect your car and go through all the process. And also don't forget to insure your car. To the next episode. Bye, guys.